What's up? This is Doree Allen Nieves, and I am a voice actor talking with you today about how you can get VO training and coaching. So, VO training and coaching. Who do you learn from? Well, first of all, I just want to emphasize this just in case you didn't watch any of my previous videos before. You need to get trained. You don't just roll up into any profession and just start doing it. Even if you're talented, you need to know about the industry, people that are already in there killing the game. You need to get tips. You need to get critiques and techniques, and even people that have been working in any profession for a period of time always freshen up their skills. There's such a thing as professional development, and it's not just for corporate America. It's for anybody that does something that's professional. In a previous video where I talked about my story, I shared that I became a voice actor when I went to what I would call a VO school. And I always put the air quotes in there because that's what I do. The VO school that I attended is Edge Studio. Things have changed with them lately. They still do classes and things, but they don't do all of the things that I purchased, or the way that it was. Everything isn't the way that it was when I first signed up. So Edge Studio is one, but there's others like Global Voice Acting Academy, which is GVAA for short, and also Gravy for the Brain, which is UK based, but has tons of relevant information even if you are in North America. At least two of these three VO schools that I just mentioned have coaches on staff. And there's coaches that are not necessarily on staff at these VO schools, but I'm just bringing that in here. And they can teach you about how to perform voiceover. There's classes, you could read about things on blogs and watch videos, but you really need some instruction like face-to-face, and even this face-to-face, Skype, Zoom, whatever. If you're doing a conference, a video conference, so they can see you and they can watch you while you're reading and performing, and how expressive you are. A lot of times when I'm working with a coach, this right here is more expressive than I am there for some reason. I don't know. Even though I realize people are going to be watching this video, it's different when they're really like live watching me, and I kind of like tense up a little bit because I guess even though I've done some on-camera acting, I'm not used to people always being around and watching me perform when it comes to voiceover. The VO schools that I mentioned, they have coaches that actually have or currently worked in the industry. And that's really important when you're looking for a coach. You want someone that knows their stuff related to the VO genre that you're interested in. So you don't necessarily want to find a VO coach in promo. What you're really working for is getting a promo done in animation. I mean, this doesn't make sense. Now, if they do both, then it doesn't really apply. I'm just talking about specialties. And most people that do, whether it's talent agents, coaches, whatever, and voice actors, there's usually not too many of us that like dabble in everything or really good at everything. Most of us specialize in maybe 2 or 3 tops of the VO genres. So I just recently finished working on a TV in-show narration demo with my coach in New York City, and we did it over Zoom. Once or twice a month we worked on this for most of 2019, and it was interesting. The last time that I worked with her, which was like less than a month ago, I was talking to her and she was texting me and saying, hey, I need a few more minutes. Can you give me 10 more minutes? Do you have time? Because I'm here, I'm available, but I really need to finish this audition that I'm doing. And it was like, it kind of like got my head moving a little bit, because when I think of her, I don't think of her, even though I know that she does audiobooks, narration, commercials, all these things, I didn't really think in my head, hey, you know what? She's a working voice actor. I always think of her as she's in this box, she's my coach. I don't think about her as a whole person. It's sort of like when a little kid sees their teacher in the mall and they're like, oh my gosh, it's Miss So-and-so. It's like they're used to them being in the school. Like they live in the school. That is their world. Seeing them in the mall is a complete shock. So anyway, when we were talking about the audition, she said, yeah, I told her something similar to what I just said to you. And she said, well, we're peers, It's like, cool. She doesn't have this, I'm above you, even though she has probably a good 20 years or so more experience than I do. She said, we're peers, and that felt good. People usually seek out voiceover coaches for these 2 main reasons. One is because they want to improve their acting performance, voiceover acting performance, or a related skill to this, like maybe their breathing technique or something, or in general just to keep sharp. The second reason is because they want to either create a new demo or update one of their demos that they have. Because I talked about demos in another video, but one thing I didn't mention is that you want to update your demo every so often, maybe every 2 to 4 years, or whenever it feels stale or whenever it feels limiting, like, hey, I'm way better than that now and I need a new demo. When you work with a VO coach, you're going to get an assessment of your strengths. They're going to work with you on your performance and whatever skills it is that you want to build on. And they're also going to advise you if you need advice about, getting work, if, they know about that sort of thing, or, maybe your studio or your closet setup, whatever your booth setup is, anything that's related to voiceover in their neck of the woods. You find a coach the way that you find lots of different professionals. You do an internet search, maybe you go into Facebook groups that are relevant to this and you say, hey, who's a good coach for this particular genre? Who have you had good experiences with? And some will talk freely and some will just say, hey, I'll send you a private message. But either way, it's good to get referrals, and of course to kind of interview the coach just like you would interview a demo producer and say, what do you do? How is your thing? Like, how do you work? What's your method? Because every coach is different, whether it's a voiceover coach or some other kind of coach, like a life coach like me. And basically, you want to find someone that is going to mesh with you and your personality. They're easy to talk to. They don't belittle you or make you feel stupid if you read and you stumble on words or whatever the case. It's really crazy to me. I have not had that experience, but I've talked to many of my VO friends that have. And, it's really disheartening when you're trying to better yourself and get better at your craft and someone's belittling you. Like, who needs that? I'm paying you, and I'm not paying you to make me feel like crap. If you have gotten VO coaching before and it's been a while, or you just want to do something different, make sure you don't get stuck in a rut because you do vibe well with someone. You want to get an array of VO coaches. So perhaps maybe, this go around you're with this person. I personally have had mostly female VO coaches. I've had one male VO coach, and I'm going to have to mix it up some more because you learn different things from different people. That's how you grow. Again, there's people that are known for certain specialties of VO, but you can't just jump on the bandwagon just because everyone says go with this person. I mean, it's kind of like trying to find a doctor, what's up with their bedside manner? Do they get along with you? Do you understand how they operate? Your schedules mesh? These are important things to know to interview someone before you pay them and work with them and spend all your time with this person. Just because you're getting coaching doesn't mean that you're ready for a demo. You can't just think, okay, I've gotten coaching with this person for X many hours and now I'm ready and I'm good to go. It really has a lot to do with your effort. What are you doing in between sessions? So let's say that you have decided I can budget myself to work with a coach once a month because I'm only going to have, $150 to $200 extra about once a month or every other month, whatever it is for you and your budget. And you just wait until that 1 or 2 months later for the second or third or fourth session before you do anything. You should be working on this every single day, reading things aloud, practicing copy, getting your auditioning technique popping. You should be working all the time without that coach because it's just like a dentist. I mean, I don't know what's up with me and all these different analogies, but work with me here. A dentist will know if you've been brushing and flossing. Don't matter what you say. When you open your mouth, the truth will come out. And it's the same thing with coaching. When you open your mouth, the truth will come out and they will know if you've been practicing. They will know if you've been working your technique and the things that they've taught you. Now, one thing I want to throw out here is about scams when it comes to VO coaching and demos. No one can tell you that after you've done X number of sessions with a coach or taken a webinar or a seminar for half a day that boom, now you're ready for, a new demo and you're ready to be a voice actor and go off to the races. No. I remember last year I went to a Chamber of Commerce meeting here locally where I live, and there was someone that I met and they were like, oh my gosh, I've never met a voice actor. And I talked with them a little bit and they said, you know what? I went to some seminar and they wanted like $2,000 and blah, 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 or $3,000. I'm not going to say the name of the place, but there's a lot of scams out here. Like, it's just crappy. You know, they take your dreams and they take your money and they promise you all these things. And it's like, no, you have to do the work. You can't just take one class, one seminar, or take, you know, even 3 or 4 sessions and say, okay, I'm ready to be a voice actor and have a demo and do this and do this and do this and do this. Like, it takes time with just like any other profession. She said she had this gut feeling, so she ended up not doing it. She ended up kind of putting it off and giving objections. And she said, you know, I'll get back to you in a couple of days. And then she met me at this meeting at the Chamber of Commerce where no voice actors ever come to, you know, and she's like, hey, this is confirmation. Like, this is an answer to my prayer. And thank you so much for telling me the truth. Now I know not to waste my money on this particular company. So hopefully this was helpful to you to give you an overview of voiceover coaches and what you should look for and what it's all about. And if you have any questions, leave me a comment and let me know. I am on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Doree Allen. And I am your VO mentor, so feel free to ask questions and sign up for my email list. I have a resource guide at bit.ly/Doree voiceover resource, and it has a lot of information. It doesn't tell you anything about like particular coaches to go to, but it does give you 14 pages of information that is useful to you when you want to learn about what it takes to get started in VO. So I'll see you in the next video.